You are tuning in to Jean-Pierre and Mary's fun-loving, crazy, and honest podcast.
If it don't smell bad, it must be clean.
Unequally Yoked, where any and every topic, life,
marriage.
I'll go first because I have something to say.
Uh-oh.
Kids, and entrepreneurship are up for discussion.
How does Mary, a pastor's daughter,
And John, a guy who rarely saw the inside of a church growing up, get together
No.
and stay together.
We all have roles.
what does life look like 10 plus years into marriage?
2 kids and trying to run a family business.
How do we keep this nest egg from cracking?
What you mean?
Listen in to Unequally Yoked as we dive in to give a man
Next. And woman's perspective
Somebody back me up on
Nobody.
to all the topics married folks are talking about.
this. Are you ready?
Let's do this, boo. Hey guys, welcome back to Unequally Yoked with Jean-Pierre and Mary, Tjon-Joe-Pin. Last week, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
We had a blast last week. I had 2-part episode of Flipping 101 with our friend Alan Ekbenyon.
It's fantastic.
You thought that was my Oprah thing?
Ah.
Yeah, we have to give Alan a huge round of applause. That was great. It was, yeah, there you go. He liked that little chant. That was a lot of great information.
Very good information. Great time to see him. That's our friend, pretty much our family. So
Yeah.
it was just good to hang out with him and pick his brain. So that was a lot of fun.
Best of all, they fed me lunch afterward because having to wrangle the 2 guys, I mean, I handle, all you men's on a daily basis, but at least, he's one of my favorites.
There we go.
Him and Levon, they're my favorites.
There we go. It's very important.
But, we received a lot of great feedback from that
We did.
episode.
It was awesome.
People want to know about flipping houses and all that it takes, the money side, the stress side, how do you find the houses? So hopefully you guys got a lot of great information from that episode and really, boost your confidence. For those of you who want to flip houses. And I mean, the takeaway from that is what?
Get out there and do it.
I would say, like Nike says, just do it.
Get out there and do it.
I mean, it sounds, we're making it sound easier than what it requires.
No, it's not easy. It's not easy, but you still got to do it. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, that's the only way that you'll ever know. And that's,
Right.
and that's anything, right?
That's life.
That's with anything. You'll never know until you try. So today, after having that conversation, with y'all, it had me thinking about, which by the way, I pre-planned the podcast, but I had to throw this one in there. And I say I planned it because John just,
I show up.
he show up, he's
There's
still
certain-
in his pajamas,
There's
I
certain
think.
things that I show up for, and there's certain things that she shows up for. This is
Yeah.
one of the things that I just show up for.
It's a team.
It is a team.
No, because you set up all the cameras, all the lighting.
Yeah, I know,
and
but I'm
the
saying, yeah.
audio.
Yeah. I do all this stuff. I do all the hearing.
what
and
we're
visual.
talking
What
about-
we're talking about is totally up to you.
Yeah, because John's really smart. He can just,
Said no one.
no.
Except my wife.
Well, you are smart. And I mean, I can put something on paper and, you may not know what it is until like 5 minutes before. But then, the great thing is we can just have
Make
a
it work.
conversation
I
about
have
it.
I have you to guide me, and so it works out.
Wonderful. But, that conversation, it was like I was reflecting on, how far we've come.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, the things that I wish that we knew then, starting out like as business owners. Is that how it goes? The things, wait. The things now you wish you knew then.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's as far as I know.
When people ask you, what would you tell your younger self, or would you go back in time knowing what you know now?
Yeah. What is the question that's always posed? I could give you $1 million now, or whatever, some large amount of money now, and you can live the rest of your life. Or I could let you have all the knowledge that you have now and start again at 10 or something like that.
No, not at 10 now.
Whatever.
No, I don't want to start back at 10.
I would.
I would
at
start
10.
back at like high school, 10th grade. 11th grade.
Nah, I would start at 10.
Why?
Cause that way you
You
develop.
can't do nothing at 10.
No, you can do all, especially nowadays. Like now with the internet and all these kids who have their million followers on YouTube with reviewing
I don't want to be
toys
like
and-
none of these kids now.
No. I mean, it's not about being like them. It's about how, if you had the knowledge that you have now at 10 years old, what would you take advantage of so that you could be yourself, but your full self? Like, that's not even a money thing. I'm just saying, if you could start from then, like, think about all the work
So having
ethic.
how old are you?
I'm 41 now.
Having your 41-year-old brain in a 10-year-old's body.
Yeah. Well, not
in
the-
this time period.
Yeah, just this experience, like, you know, how much, which we'll get into, but like how much we've had to learn how to work, how much we've had to learn how to evolve, how much we've had to persevere, come over, having all those experiences and putting it inside of a 10-year-old body. You'd be
That movie, Benjamin Button,
Yes.
when he started out old and then he went to like a baby and then into, I guess, nothingness. That was a strange movie, by the way. Did he keep his like memories of when he was old, or he lost them?
No, he just aged backwards.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, that's all it was.
No, that's dumb. I would want, if I'm gonna start out old and go backwards, I would want to keep all those memories and all the experiences. So then,
Yeah,
no, that's not the movie.
that was not the movie.
Oh, well, I mean, here's the thing. When you start a business, first of all, just getting to the point of starting a business, what's the first thing that you want to do?
That we wish we would have known before when we started. I think the first thing it would have been nice to know how hard you have to work.
Well, I was asking that because there are people right now who are in like your 9-to-5s who have great ideas they're like, man, I would love to start a business, but they don't know, how to do that. And
Yeah.
I would think the first thing is figuring out what your business is going to be. And finding your lane, finding your niche, because the market, I mean, there really aren't a lot of new things happening,
Yeah.
Like I think about my friends and I, we talked about the grocery aisle, the bread aisle. Have you ever walked? You don't go to the grocery store very
I do.
often.
I'm following your. I'm letting you give me your logic. Keep going.
But the point is, there's a lot of bread.
There's a lot of bread.
But it's bread. There's like no carbs. There's gluten free. There's all these
wheat,
different options. But
white
it's like you see all this bread,
Raisin bread, cinnamon bread.
finding your niche. It's like, I can make bread, but how can I make my bread
Different.
better, different? How can I make my bread stand out? So
Yeah.
finding your niche. If you want to make bread, throw a little cinnamon on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Throw a little butter on it.
I mean, take it from our experience when we got into it. I don't think we really even knew how to run a business yet.
Right.
So, to be honest,
First thing we would take back.
Yeah. So like,
learn how to run your business. Learn how to run a business.
we didn't go to school. We weren't.
Right.
We didn't have MBAs. Like we were just like, yeah, we're gonna do this. You
Yeah.
know. So, number one, if you have an education in a business background, that would probably be helpful.
Yeah,
But
so.
if you don't have that, I honestly don't know, unless you're gonna hire a coach,
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. I don't know how you would figure out how to run your business until you just get into it and start doing it.
Yeah.
I was listening to something on Instagram somewhere. Maybe it was David. It might have been David, but anyways, he said 2 things that you're gonna need to be successful, and I only heard one of them, but I thought the first one was really good. He said it was stamina. Like you gotta have stamina, you gotta have perseverance. You definitely have to have the ability to fail and keep going. And failure is gonna come. There are great ideas that are just so amazing. They're just the most fantastic ideas in all the world. Uber and Facebook and all these things where
Man,
if you're
Uber is amazing. Like what?
if you
like
have
when
that idea,
those kind of businesses come up, you're like,
Why
okay,
didn't I
but
think
there
of
were
that?
taxis before.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not reinventing the wheel like us. We're like, okay, we're gonna flip houses. When people were already flipping houses, real estate has always been around, but it's
Right.
like, how do you find what makes
How do you make it work for you?
Yeah, what makes you different. So it's
Yeah.
like, here comes Uber, then here comes Lyft, but it's like, damn, there were taxis before.
Yeah.
It's just they found a way to make it safe for everybody,
Fast and cheap.
Fast and cheap. Boom.
That's it. So if you have an idea like that, and now I don't know that guy's story at all. He probably had to overcome some hurdles to get his business off the ground, but inevitably his idea was so good that it was successful on the merits of the idea.
Convincing people to use their own vehicles
Yeah.
to go pick up strangers on their own time, because it's something you can do part-time. And then his like Uber Eats.
Oh,
Like it's just like it's everything.
Right.
Like
So
it's
those
really
are,
cool.
Those are great ideas. Most of us don't get those ideas.
Yeah.
Most of us have to work for ideas and make ourselves different.
Or people like yourself who are visionaries, who have so many ideas but just don't know how to execute them.
Right.
You know, and that's where, you know, creating a plan comes in place.
Yes.
And you know, it's like John could say, and also having the right people around you that could take those plans and help you bring them to life.
Yeah.
So the first thing is figure out what you want to do. Learn, if you could, and this is us talking to ourselves, but talking to y'all, learn how to run your business, because we didn't know how to run a business.
Yes.
It's been like trial and error. And then the other thing would be to create a plan and to execute it.
I'll throw one more in there.
All right.
Do what you love.
Do what you love. I mean, if you're leaving
That's it.
something
Yeah.
to start a business, it's not doing what you love.
I would hope so, but
Yeah.
I mean, and I guess, you know, that's probably a little bit more of a personal thing. You know, people do start businesses just to make money, and that's
Yeah.
fine too. But I just feel like you get more out of life if you actually are, you know, the more you do what you love, the less you're actually working. You know, so but yeah, all the other things you said are like mandatory.
I don't agree with that statement.
What?
This whole do what you love and you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
I call BS on that.
Do you?
I mean, you're doing what you love, and man, look, you
look
busy,
great.
you booked.
I am, but it's
But
cool.
do you wake up every day and you're like excited to go do what you're doing? Do you feel like you're doing what you love to do?
I do. I mean, I like it. The one thing I'm trying to work
You
at,
like it?
like, I mean, no,
We said
I
love.
Yeah, no, I love the idea, of, I love puzzles, right? So, I like the idea and love the idea of walking into spaces and trying to put a puzzle together. How can we make this house better? You know, and how can we make it more functional? And how can we put smiles on people's faces? I love that part of it. I love the part of reconfiguring houses when we flip, to make them more functional, to make them more beautiful, to help, you know, make a block just a little bit prettier. You know, I think being a creative is fun, and I love that part of it.
Yeah.
And so I do wake up every morning like, man, my list is long.
Yeah.
Like, if we showed y'all a list, maybe we should do a cutout and send a picture of like what our list looks like on a weekly basis. We have a lot to do in a week, and some days are harder than others. I think it is BS to say that every single day is an amazing day. That's not true.
That's why I'm saying that statement of do what you love, you never work a day in your life. Man, we over here working hard.
We working hard.
Shoot.
But we do love it. I would hate to be working this hard and not liking what I do.
This is true.
And there are people who do that.
This is true.
So, you know what I mean? I guess that's where the statement comes from, right?
Okay.
Like, if you hate your job and you work this hard, you suck. Like, that sucks. So,
you're right. Okay.
Right? So, but
Yeah.
if you're working this hard and it's actually something that you enjoy doing, that's a hell of a lot better.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So do what you love. If
Yeah.
if
If
at
it's
all
possible, yeah, if it's
possible.
possible.
If you're gonna start a business, do what you love.
Yeah.
So we're starting a business. We're finding out what our business is. We're creating our own lane and, you know, figure out what our niche is. And,
Yeah.
and then also doing what we love. What's something else that, you know, you wish that we had known when we were starting our business?
How important organization is.
Ah.
That would be probably.
I don't even think you had to read that.
No, that's not on. Is that on there?
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is?
Wait, let me see.
I don't think it's on there.
Wait.
Uh-oh. It's not on there.
Oh,
Thank you,
look
ma'am.
at you talking
See?
about
I
organized.
come
Nope.
prepared.
Nope.
I
There's
come
the word
prepared.
organized.
But I didn't see all the big writing. I was looking at your little
Wow.
dots, your little things down here. That is an original thought, people, just so y'all know.
It's I think it's working. It's like I'm whispering subliminal messages in his ear at night, like, Get organized.
Oh, I thought
John.
I thought you were yelling.
Create
in
a
my ear.
plan.
Oh.
Follow through.
Oh,
What?
No, I thought you were gonna tell me cut your ear hair. I thought you were gonna tell me that.
No, I didn't look in your ear.
Oh.
So gross.
So,
no, thank you.
Yeah, I think organization is a big deal, and I suck at that. I'm the worst person that I know at organization.
No, you can't be the worst person that you know.
I'm the worst person that there's probably worse than me, but I'm the worst that I know when it comes to organization.
Right. That's fine. Me too. You're the worst person I know.
See, exactly. Oh, we need we need to drop a little shade. Like there should have been like shade that went right over the top. Of it. Drop that in there like some shade.
I don't know. I mean, we live together, so I don't know.
You chose me.
I did.
So,
good Lord.
So I think that organization is extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we've learned, we've hired a business coach ourselves because it's
at this 5-year mark.
5-year mark, we finally
is it when
hired
you
a
hit the
business
ceiling?
coach,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the things that she talks about is working on your business versus working in your business.
Mm-hmm.
We've been running around like rats working in our business for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So taking that time to step away from it and work on it and create organization.
Yeah.
I think that's probably been one of the biggest. That's like changed the entire trajectory of what we're doing.
Yeah.
In this short time that we've been working with.
So like time management. So that's what he's talking about. Organizing our time, because that was the thing when you talk about working on the business versus in the business.
Yeah.
Like we were just trying to just get things done without even writing a to-do list.
Yeah.
It's like, and then also communicating what each person is doing. So it's like every day, what are you doing? And then you're like, well, what are you doing? And just really taking the time to sit for an hour and a half once a week and have a meeting where we're talking about everything that's going to happen for the week.
Yeah.
And it feels so good.
Yeah, that really changed everything
Man.
for us, because I know there were so many times whenever you'd be like, John, I literally don't even know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know
what.
what to do.
Yeah.
Everything's last minute. It's like, I need towel. Like right now, I'm like, dang, y'all already starting on the towel. Like,
and I would be like, why don't you know, right? So it was creating frustration.
Yeah.
It was creating confusion, and it was basically leading to a lack of a lot of inefficiency.
Right.
And so that was huge. Just having the mentality of working in your business versus working on your business. That's a big deal. And organization and time management and taking the time to create your plan for the week.
Right.
Is a really big deal.
That's huge.
For us, especially for us.
Yeah. I think that was a huge, just game changer for us. It's just taking time to organize so that you, John up all night, before. I don't think you've had a late night since we started doing this, right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you've had like one.
Yeah, one
maybe?
or two. Yeah, and that's fantastic. There's a really, I guess it's hard to talk about this because people may not have perspective on what it was like for us. So I think we should give people like a quick synopsis of what life was like throughout the process of starting a business.
Right, but that's why it's like we're 5 years in, and I wish in these last couple of months, if we would have known what we know now, then I think, do you think we would have been further ahead? Because
No.
we've had a lot of, we're not complaining or anything. We're just talking about working more efficiently. Like I wish we would have been able to work more efficiently. So maybe, because we didn't know that our business was going to go from really working for ourselves, flipping houses, to now really working for clients and working for other people, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I am a big believer that you do have to be in it. You have to be in it in order to recognize what is and is important to you. So like you have to go through, in my opinion, we have to go through the struggles. We had to go through the struggles. We continue to go through struggles. We have to go through the struggles. Otherwise, you won't know what to prioritize.
Yeah.
Like everyone's life is different. For us, we have kids. We have this business. We have each other. Like we have things that are a priority to us. We wouldn't have been able to understand how to make our business work around those priorities until we struggled through seeing how our business affected our priorities and identifying those priorities.
Yeah.
So I don't know that you can. I don't understand and haven't figured out how you would start at the beginning of having everything organized without having some amount of struggle. And figuring out like what works for you, what doesn't work for you.
Man, but that struggle don't feel good.
It
just
don't feel
you
good
talk
at
about
all.
giving them perspective. Like it just seemed like what I envisioned when you were talking.
And
It's like I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say I laid it out for like it was gonna be amazing whenever we got into it, right?
Well, but I wasn't naive. Like I knew it wasn't going to be amazing because I just didn't understand. Because you didn't come to the table with a plan.
There's no plan.
There was no plan. There's
Zero
never
plan.
a plan
There's
with you,
never a
right?
plan.
So I knew that it wasn't going to be easy.
You know what I just realized? I'm sorry, I'll cut you off. We watch Trolls all the time. And remember when what's her name, the girl from Trolls?
What, Poppy?
Yeah, Poppy was trying to convince Branch of what the plan was. She's
and she started scrapbooking. And
she was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna go save everybody and everything's gonna be great." He's like, "Yeah, that's not a plan.
It's not a plan."
And that's what I was.
That was yes. You're Poppy and I'm Branch. I'm like, okay, that's not a plan. That's not how things work. And you're just like walking into the fields of people, things,
fairy dust and
flowers eating you, and but in the end, I guess she's like, this is all gonna we'll figure it out as we go.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. But you're right about the struggle. I really wish there was no struggle because in those moments it's just so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so
Sucks.
unbelievably hard. And you just can't see how you're gonna get out of it.
And for the record, there is no words to describe how hard it is.
Yeah.
Like I want to make sure that
moments.
there's no misconstruing when we say it sucks. It does suck.
Yeah.
So for you guys that are in your business and forget business, life, like whatever it is, it sucks. So don't think that anybody's not going through garbage, dumpster juice, rhinoceros poop moments. They suck.
Yeah.
So it happens to all of us.
Yeah, there were so many moments where I was just like, and when you talk about being 100% in, I can honestly say to everybody here, I was not all the way in. In the beginning when you came to me, I was like, first of all, I can't deny you wanting to pursue whatever makes you happy. Right. So I wasn't going to be that person like, no, you need to go and find another job. You need to find another job that keep us in this bracket and having consistent income, which is, again, I do miss the consistent income just because that's my personality.
Yeah.
Like I like to know what's coming in, what's going out, whatever.
Yeah. And that's normal too. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna. I guess I have to admit, I was hoping that you would give up. I was hoping you would give up.
She wanted me to be a quitter, y'all.
I just was like, let him go try it, and if it don't work out, he's smart. He's got a great resume. He can just go get a real job.
Look at all the cameras. Camera 1, camera 2.
But I'm just being honest. And
yeah, no, and we've already, and you've told me this already, so it's not like you're not breaking news to everybody in the world.
No, I am breaking news to them,
well, to
but
them,
not to you.
Yeah, not to me. Yeah, so
yeah, but I'm just saying I'm all in now, and now that I'm all in, it's like okay, now we have to figure out how to restructure our business to where it works for both of us, because for the first 4 years it was all you, just tumbling and fumbling and figuring it out. And you held it together all that time, and then I'm like, okay, man, let me come in here and.
Which is humbling. Look, we only have much time left in this podcast.
Well, we can maybe go a little bit over 30 minutes because I think there are a lot of great things that I think people should know about running a business, the good and the bad. And what we're talking about now is just getting through those struggle moments to where we are now at 5 years. It's like, damn, did y'all struggle that whole time?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
So, but the misconception is that people are seeing us that we have now going on our second show on HGTV, and it looked easy.
Oh yeah.
And we're saying
it's not.
It wasn't easy, and it's still not easy.
No, it's still not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great point. So I'll touch on both the points you made. Number one, yes, it's not easy. I think that's where when you're talking about struggling, that it's so important that you do have, if it's not love, you better have a strong affinity for what it is you're doing, because that's the only thing that will really keep you pushing forward whenever things are struggling. And that's the way you can put on a happy face and enjoy your life, despite the fact that everything may or may not be going the way you expected it to be going. So that's that. But the one thing I didn't want to talk about is what you said, and I think that's the psychological part of. Mary said that she really wasn't in for quite a while. Like she was like, yeah, whatever. If it works out, it works out. And
I just want to go back to flying.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, I just can't wait. Like I quit my job. Like maybe this will all be over, and I can just go back and
right. And I miss
be
those...
of service to people,
Yeah.
but not realizing that I am of service to people. I am being of service to people now. It's just manifesting itself in a different way, which was the turning point for me.
And so I think that psychologically, I could feel that she wasn't all the way in it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Right. And so this is a great point, talking about what the parts that are hard. So people that are in businesses with their significant other, and you're feeling like the other person isn't all the way in, you got to keep going. Like you have to keep going, because if your cause is true and your spirit is true and what you feel is true, you will be able to convince them that this is what needs to happen, and or they will be able to see eventually that you're actually committed to this no matter what.
Yeah.
And they will come along and actually buy in.
Yeah.
And so I think that's
all in.
Yeah, that's a real moment.
Yeah.
I know there's people out there that have that. They have a significant other that they feel like is not pulling their weight or not really committed. We went through that.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you stop. You got to keep going. You got to
Yeah.
keep pushing. You know what I mean? One of the things that I always told Mary from the very beginning of this, which is the visionary part of me, is I don't know what's going to happen. I just know it's going to be great. And that was before anything. I told her that in the shower. Like she was in the bathroom. I just maybe told her about it a couple days before that I wanted to change. And this was before anything. No show. We hadn't done one flip yet. We hadn't done anything. I said, I don't know. I just know that if I follow my passion, everything will be great. Yeah,
you were all about whatever. I'm going to work hard.
That's it.
And for me, I was just like, I just have to trust that this person won't have us in the streets. I know what it's like. I'm like, John, you know my story. You know that I've been without. You know I haven't had a home before. Right. Like that is it's huge a trigger. Fear. It's a trigger, and yes, a huge fear for me. Especially having kids. Like I need to know that we're gonna be okay. And he's just like, I got you. And then it's like a trust fall, right?
And full disclosure, that only happened when we had to get a counselor. Like, right? Like it's real. Yeah. So, man, owning a business isn't easy.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
There's unless you just have the most amazing idea that everybody in the world is gonna buy immediately. Yeah. It's not easy. You got to do the work, and you got to struggle, and you got to have the moments. And I have another saying that I go by, like everyone wants everything to be great all the time, but you can't identify what great is unless you know what bad is. It's impossible. If everything is always great, then what is great? Yeah. Right. So you have to have the bad.
And how do you appreciate that?
Yeah, you don't appreciate it.
Yeah. How do you value that if you don't? You have a little bit of struggle.
Gotta have a struggle.
We're going to reset because there's definitely more that we want to talk about. Just the things that, we've learned along the way, the things that we wish that we had known before we started our business. And, we want to get into, that was kind of like the tough moments. The hard parts. The hard parts, but we definitely want to talk about the payoffs. So stay with us. As we go into, here we go again, another two-part.
And what's funny is we have a lot to do today.
We have a lot to do today, but we're just gonna keep
it going.
I think this is important to get out because I would hate to cut it short. So stay with us, y'all. We'll just drop this as a part 1, part 2, but stay tuned.
Keep it going.
Unequally Yoked with John and Mary. Come back. Only DJ Horn of that episode, man. We gotta do better on the DJ horn, man.